Thank you, Peter.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Monday start to their week. Before I get started, I want to first and foremost apologize to our Alhambra agents. We had a power outage on Friday and we were unsuccessful getting the internet and phones back up. Rest assured, we are diligently trying to get this resolved. We have someone here right now that's analyzing the situation and fixing it. We anticipate having it back up no later than midday today. It's a couple hours from now. I think that's more than adequate time to get it resolved. But my apologies. It's something that's out of our control, but we are resolving it. And like I said, there's someone here fixing it as we speak. Okay. So just give us a little bit of leeway. We are fixing the issues, okay?
Okay. And if I just want to add, if somebody wants to get in the office and want to get into the internet, there's another one. The staff internet is working, so I can give you the password, and you can use your laptop to log it on.
But know that we are fixing it and we should be up and running momentarily, okay? My apologies on behalf of CBGR, Alhambra. Arcadia's fine, okay? All right, so anything else, Peter?
No, that's it. Thank
So
you.
I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We have Angie Tang with us this as a affiliate spotlight today. However, she is running a couple minutes behind, so I'm gonna go forward with some of the updates and events, and then she can follow with her spotlight, okay? I think she's gonna be going over her it's an app that she has that's a very good app. It's a good tool that all agents should download. It's free, and if you utilize it properly, it can help generate your business. Okay. All right. Couple of shout outs for birthdays. We have quite a bit this week. So Gregory Yuan, happy birthday, Cecilia Wen, Lendy Lee, Eric Toe, Rebecca Silva, Ruben Rodriguez, and Nina Shu. Happy birthday. I hope you guys enjoy your birthday week. And also we have a new agent that we hired last week. His name is Lance Yu. I don't know if he's with us today, but yes, Lance is with us. So welcome aboard CBGR team, okay? Couple reminders for the week for agents. This Wednesday at 10 a.m. we'll be having our CRE win. I think it's class number 5. Peter, is that right? Number 5? Yes. Class number 5 of 10. Okay. And then also at 10 a.m. on Friday, we will be having training on car forms. We don't have a lunch and learn this Wednesday. Okay. And then a couple of events, some other upcoming events, or actually not events, but reminders for agents. Caravans. I can't stress this enough. I see some of our agents at some of the caravans. It seems like we have a caravan on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday's pretty small. It's usually only about 8 to 10 homes. And then Arcadia has one on Wednesday. It's usually about 15 homes. And on Thursday is a large one from Pasadena. It usually has about 30 to 40 homes that they are presenting. And I urge all the agents to get out there, take a look at the inventory, mingle, see what the other agents are doing, how they're selling them, because it's very important now more than any other days. You know, we have to be diligent and go the extra mile to sell these homes and stuff, and that's very important these days. Okay, it's not like back in the pre-pandemic where homes would just sell by themselves. It's a little bit more challenging these days, especially with the interest rates. Okay. So let me see. Is Angie with us today still? Let me see. Angie, are you here with us? Not yet. Okay. So also, the holidays are coming up fast. Okay. And I'm talking about not only Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. I know it's hard to fathom that once again we're here in holidays again. but we also have Halloween too. And this is a good way for you to stay in touch with your sphere of influence, whether it's, but you got to have a campaign. You have to start that campaign now. Okay. So whether it's postcards, mailers, or any type of marketing that you are generating and want to distribute amongst your past clients, your current clients, your sphere of influence, now's the time to start scheduling it and generating it. Okay, so it's very important because these are the times that they remember the agents. Okay, when you say Merry Christmas, Happy Halloween, Happy Thanksgiving, those are the ones that they remember. So the holiday campaigns, more than any other campaign, any campaign is good. It's marketing, right? But the holiday campaign is the most important. You need to start now because later on you're going to get busy and it's going to be too late. Okay, so get ahead of that holiday campaign and start figuring out what you're going to do. Also, the website, just to let everybody, all our agents know that our website for CVGR, we are just about to employ a new hosting company. It's a large hosting company. It's GoDaddy. They're gonna be building our new website that will replace our old website, which went dark. Unfortunately, that company is no longer going to be in existence. So we had to make a transition. So I'm hoping these next 2 weeks, we should be able to get the new website up and running. But just bear with us as we go through that issue as well. That being said, I also want to spotlight a couple of agents in our office here in Alhambra. Hi, Angie. Give me 1 second, okay? So whatever you do as far as prospecting, put 100% into it and time block. Make sure that you concentrate on what you do and the niche prospecting that you choose, whether it be cold calling, calling your sphere of influence, warm calling. These two individuals chose to door knock. Okay, and I know a lot of agents nowadays don't like to door knock. It's a tedious, you get a lot of rejection. But these two decided to say, hey, they teamed up and they decided to door knock, and they do this religiously, okay, every day. I think it's Monday to Friday, but they might even go out on Saturdays. They go out for 2 to 3 hours a day, and they utilize some of the free door knocking material that is offered by our affiliates, and they just staple their business cards to that. And then they leverage an existing flyer for a listing that they got, right? And that's how they go about door knocking. And they go to the same area, they saturate that same area, okay, to the point to where the neighbors and the homeowners already know them by name. They offer them water when it's hot, so it's becoming effective. Okay, now the proof is in the pudding, right? These two individuals in the last 6 months have closed 2 transactions through door knocking, and they just listed 3 others. Now it's all through door knocking and leveraging that listing that they have. And, so my point is that these 2 individuals chose to door knock, but whatever you choose and how the method you choose to prospect, if you do it consistently and religiously and you time block that, I mean, they're not even on this meeting today because I asked them if they would come on to this meeting and discuss it. So, it'll help all our other agents, motivate them, and so that they could recognize that, hey, it does work, but you have to be consistent. They didn't want to come on to the meeting because it would conflict with their door knocking. So that shows the commitment that they made to themselves to time block and focus on what their agenda is. So whatever you choose to do, just do it at 110%, time block, focus, have the mindset, knowing that you're going to get some rejection, but you put that aside because you're doing it for one reason only, is to generate business and grow your business. So those two individuals, they gave me the okay to mention it. It's Cody and Cindy Fan. So congratulations to you two. But my whole point is to let everybody know that the business is out there, okay? You just need to get in front of it. You need to be consistent. If you don't like door knocking, then don't door knock. If you don't like cold calling, then don't cold call. But find your niche. Find your niche and do it religiously, consistently, okay? It's only 3 hours a day. That's it. So congratulations, Cody and Cindy. I applaud you. And to everybody else, you can do it. You just have to be consistent and you have to hold yourself accountable. Okay? So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Angie Tang with First American Title. Hi, Angie. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Oh my gosh, Ruben, you are on point with everything you said. Persistency is key, and there is a
Right.
way. With the will, there is a way, and we have all the farming material. It's amazing. Everything you said was literally on point. So I'm going to be back on the 16th, I believe, right, Ruben? And I'll go through marketing and farming with you on that seminar, and I'll show you how to pull up some life events, because right now all about farming is being very niche focused, targeted, and I'll be able to show you that on the 16th. So make sure you tune in on the 16th. Cindy and Cody do work with me, so there's proof in the pudding, like Ruben said. There's will, there's way. Persistency is key. Keep to it, because there's opportunity out there. Don't sit there on your chair and think that there's nothing happening, because there's a will, there's a way, guys. And Ruben is there for your coach. Peter is there for you. I'm here for you. Our other affiliates are there for you, like NHT Home Warranty. They have all the signage that you need for free. There's no excuses. You just have to put the willpower and the focus, and that is key. So Ruben, oh my God, that was amazing. Thank you so much. You totally inspired me.
Well, Angie, you, just like agents, Angie, you have to prospect too, right? I mean, you're no different.
I'm no different. I'm all about farming. My sphere of influence for farming is all you guys. And I have to be able to provide the information to you, just like you need to provide farming. When you do your farm, you need to provide information to your clients. And this is why I'm here, because I'm trying to provide information and knowledge to grow your business. So it's all around circle. We all work together. We all have to work as a unity so that we can get to the best place we need to be and reach our goals. Today, I wanted to talk about claims, because in the last, I think I haven't seen you guys for about a month. It's been wild. I've been in this industry for over 20 some years, and I have not seen this many claims in 1 month. Fraud alerts are going on rampant. I mean, I'm getting them, used to be like once a month. I'm almost getting them once a week now.
Wow.
If I told you guys that I had a elder abuse case that we nipped in the butt, we didn't insure it. We were able to find out the signatures weren't off. The signatures were off. The deeds were all wrong. It didn't look right. It smelled fishy. And good thing we didn't close it, because it was elder abuse and there was no agent tied to it. But the agent was supposedly trying to get a kickback so that he didn't put his name on it, because he didn't want to get in trouble, because he probably knew something was up. So he told his escrow to open it as a FSBO. So you guys have to be very cognizant about this, because if you get pulled into a fraudulent transaction, every bit of money that you made on that commission is going to be litigating yourself out of it. And if not more money to litigate yourself out of it, meaning you don't want to go to court. I'm so glad I didn't close it, because I would have felt so bad for this 90-plus-year-old woman who had no idea what was happening. That was case one. Case two, there was a permit issue. I don't know how this happened, but it happened. And it can happen. If it happens once, it means it can happen again. And my job is to give you the knowledge so that you guys can be aware of it. I had a client call me. She goes, Angie, I don't know what to do. My client bought this house, and now they're getting a city code violation for unpermitted foundation. They shut off the water. They shut off the electricity. I don't know what to do. Can First American take a look at this? We took a look at it, and we found out that there was 3 transfers in that time. So in 2016 was the first transfer. Yeah, 2016, that owner rebuilt the house, but didn't get the correct permits, but gave the new buyer a booklet looking like it was all permitted, everything was fine, the architectural plans were all, everything was in there. Transferred to the second owner, and then transferred it to one more owner, which then became our insured. We found out that the city code violation was because of the 2016 owner. It took the city almost, I don't know, 5 years or more, I'm not counting, but since 2016 to be able to find out what happened and give the code violation now to the current owner, which happens to be our insured. The realtor called the other first transaction, the title insurance company that did the first leg of the transaction. They refused to insure. Second leg of the transaction, they refused to pay for the title insurance on that, for the permits, for incorrect permits. Then comes us. We got it approved within 2 weeks, paying out the maximum amount of $25,000 for the permits to help her along to get it fixed. So this is why it's so important to have good backing. I mean, you know, she couldn't have known. We couldn't, title wouldn't have known, because we don't pull the permits. It's not something that's on our preliminary title report, but as an added incentive, we add it in there just in case there's a problem with permits. So we paid out the maximum amount of $25,000 for that. She was really happy. She sent another, she's a new client of mine, and she sent another 3 orders my way because we were so quick to get it taken care of. Then we had another claim that happened where they transferred the ownership from the developer and found out the APN numbers were wrong, and the grant deed never got recorded. We had to redo it and talk to the county to update their records because the developer forgot to record the grant deed. So the entire time she's paying taxes on it, but didn't realize that she was not owner of it. It's like really ridiculous stuff. And then the last one, which happened this last week, this lady calls me. It wasn't my file, so she didn't give me all the details, but she said there was a fraudulent transaction. I need to know how to file a claim. She calls me because she knows that I'm the first American rep and says, "Hey, Angie, how do I file a claim?" I said, this is what you do. I sent it over to her. I said, give it 24 to 48 hours, and then we'll respond back to you. If it's really busy, maybe 72 hours. And right now it's really, really busy. I don't know. I've never had so many claims in my life in like the 20 plus years, but you have to realize that not all title companies are the same. There are title companies that don't underwrite their own policies. And when they don't, they're just going to say, hey, you know, Mr. Realtor, you got to go look at your policy and call the policy provider. That's not us. We hire the best attorneys to represent our clients, and we go through the whole system ourselves. And I can try to push it along, but it is out of a different division. But I do try to push it along to see if we can get a resolution faster. So that is today's topic. I just wanted to talk about claims, and the next time around, I'll be talking about lead gen and how to really, really laser focus your target to get those listings, because that is the name of the game right now. Like Ruben said, persistency is key. There's proof in the pudding. There's money to be made. You guys just have to go and get it. Get your cup of coffee and get moving, because it's there. You just have to go and focus. So we're here to help you grow your business. I'm Angie Tang, First American Title. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Peter. Nice to see you again, Ruben, too.
Thank you, Angie. You're so right. You know, there are so many claims. So later, even co-banker George got a claim against an agent that has missed the true owner of the property, and he got the signature of the owner, but it was a fraudulent signature. Well, luckily we caught it, before the close of escrow, and man, but that's still a lot of work to undo and to unravel the damages, you know. So yeah, to be very careful, you know, it can happen to anybody.
Yes, especially right now, type of market where it's, you know, tightening.
Yeah. Thank you for
Thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Peter. Great seeing everybody.
Likewise. Does anybody have any questions for Angie? No? Angie, so we all know that it's a very challenging time right now for agents, for the whole industry, even loan officers, everybody. So what do you see that like the successful agents out there, because you deal with other brokerages and stuff, you know, wide array of agents. What do you see as one of like the most important factors of how they're staying afloat, how they're continually generating business or growing their business in this turbulent time?
Well, the laser focus is one. 2, lean on your affiliates, because the market is tightening. You need every help that you can. NHD Home Warranty has all those flyers for you. We have some other flyers that you guys can use, that's branded to me or non-branded, but you can use those as well. One, so laser focus farming, lean on your affiliates. 3, persistency is key. And 4, whatever it is that is working for you and you haven't figured it out, know your market. And you have to be understanding of what is happening in your market. And this is things that I can give you, those tools, all of them. And so all you have to do is put your mind to it. You focus on your goals. If you don't have a vision board, write your vision board out so you see it every single day. And before you know it, it becomes part of your mind and part of your day-to-day doing. So that's the key thing that I've seen successful agents do.
Thank you, Angie. It's
Good
also
advice.
asking yourself every morning, why are you doing this, right?
Yep.
The big why.
Yep.
Angie, so do you have any support for agents for holiday marketing?
We can. I think we can. I think we have like the calendar of events that you guys have seen. So we
Okay.
have it in iFolds and we have it in flyer form. You guys can definitely use that without my information because I don't want them calling me. I'm not a realtor, but I want you to be able to utilize that and use that as a marketing tool. And I know Home Warranty and NHD have different things that they can offer. And we can always do the laser focus farming, and we have the Facebook audience type too, because through social media, that's where you're going to get the targeted age group of the 30s and the ones that are actually doing things and
Awesome.
buying.
I'd like to say something in behalf of Angie Tang. I've used Angie and American Title on all of my transactions over the many years. One of the things that I would phone call, she is there to help. So I fully support Angie Tang and First American Title. The one thing I would like to add is that when I acted as a broker and as a principal in buying a duplex in Pasadena, I made sure with the seller's broker and the owners that I had the right to check everything with the city of Pasadena for zoning entitlements for the addition that I wanted to build, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath addition. By doing it myself as a broker, as an agent, I found out that a 1-bedroom, 1-bath addition could not be done without getting a conditional use permit from the city of Pasadena. The cost of that permit and architectural work cost me $14,000 to get, on top of a $8,000 application for a minor conditional use permit. If you don't do your homework up front before you close escrow, you could be, humorously speaking, roasted, toasted, and tattooed. So I encourage everyone to go to the city, whatever city you're representing the buyer. The other thing that I would like to share with you is that there is so much nonsense going on. The seller of the property tore down the garage for the rear unit. The owner was caught by an inspector from the city of Pasadena. And the reason why I was able to get a discount is because they could not sell the property without the legal liability of replacing the carport being transferred to a new buyer. So there's all kinds of nonsense going on behind the scenes that a seller will not disclose to you. You have to find it out as being a real estate detective. If you're not a real estate detective, you get run over by a Sherman tank. So I encourage everybody to be a detective and do your homework.
All right.
Thank you, David, for sharing.
Thank you, David. All
You're
right.
welcome.
Well, thanks, Angie. So we'll see you again on the 16th, right?
Yes, I'll be back on the 16th.
All right. And remember, your services, your affiliates are a reflection of your transaction as well. So make sure you pick someone that is going to represent you and your buyer or seller appropriately. Okay. All right. Before I hand it off to Peter, Doug is not with us. He's on vacation. But I did want to bring up one thing that I missed, and it involves the citations from the CRMLS. Okay. Peter can chime in as well, but I want to let the agents know that when you get an email, whether it's from Peter or myself or the CRMLS, it's important not to just shoo it away and just not be proactive about it and stuff, because they are finding agents at an alarming rate right now, and those fees they will not negotiate with you. So, and some of those fees are very, very high and stuff. So the easiest thing to do, number one, is just to be compliant. And we try to, we don't put in extra forms or documents or implementations just for the hell of it. We do it to safeguard both our agents and our brokerage and stuff. But sometimes, certain things fall through the crack, and we get a notice from the CRMLS, as do the agent, and letting them know that, hey, there's potential violation, and they give you 2 days, okay, 24 hours to remedy that violation. Okay, not a lot of time, but it's ample time for you to act on. If you do not, they will fine you. Okay, and some of these, like I said, some of these fines are very steep. Okay, and when they do fine you, you got 20 days to pay that fine, regardless if you're gonna dispute that fine or want to go in front of a committee and argue. At that point, the fine is due and you have 20 days. Otherwise, you're going to be dealing with additional fines and maybe even suspension of your services for the CRMLS. So there's 2 easy things: is just try to be as compliant as you can from the get-go. And then if in fact you do receive an email of a potential violation, I'm not saying that you're guilty or not, but you have to respond. Okay, you have to communicate with the CRMLS and you have to remedy that potential violation and stuff. Otherwise, you're going to get fined, and once you're fined, good luck. They're worse than IRS and Franchise Tax Board. You're going to have to pay it.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm going to hand it to Peter so he can speak very shortly on that, and then we can get on to our business for Alhambra, and then he can do his update. Peter?
Yeah. Thank you, Ruben. Yeah, regarding the MLS violation, they are very, very strict. And then, they give you very little time to correct. It's only 2 days. And if you don't correct in two days, the fine is final. And then if you don't pay it in 20 days, another fine. And also, if you have 3 violations in a year, you have to appear before the committee and explain why you have so many violations. And then if you continue to do the right, they will suspend you. Okay, so they get you by the neck, because if without MLS you cannot conduct your business. So be very very careful. All right. We have a couple of agents get fined already recently. So that's why Ruben and I want to alert you to be very cognizant about MLS violations. Okay. With that, well, good morning, Coldwell Banker George. I hope you had a nice weekend. As I said last time, the winter season is coming, and you have to get yourself healthy. Be sure that you get the flu shot as well as the COVID shot, and I think it can be available this week. So keep yourself healthy, and so that you can do your business. All right. With that, I would like to share my topic today, which is selling property before filing for bankruptcy. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I touched a little bit about the effect of bankruptcy on real estate practice. And this time I want to go a little bit deeper. I want to share with you, if you want to sell the property before filing for bankruptcy, you have to be very careful. And everybody, not naturally, everybody wants to sell their property so that they can get the money out before they file for bankruptcy, because after you get bankruptcy, everything that in your asset will be wiped out, right? But yeah, it's a good idea, but it's not a foolproof idea, because if you don't do it correctly, and the trustee of the bankruptcy can reclaw the proceeds which you got from selling the property before the bankruptcy. So let's go a little bit to understand why is it that way. Now, there are, when you're fighting bankruptcy, the bankruptcy trustee will classify all your assets into two categories. One is the exempt property, and the other one is the non-exempt property. Now, the exempt property is given during the bankruptcy, because the government wants you to be able to live, right? So they grant you the ability to retain some of the assets for your livelihood, for living, and for your normal living standard. So they classify some of the property as an exempt property, meaning that those are property you can keep it for yourself. Okay, so those exempt property include some equity in your primary residence and motor vehicle, and the household goods and clothing, and also some of the retirement accounts. Now, there are two kinds of exemption. There's a state exemption and a federal exemption. Now, some states has their own bankruptcy exemptions in addition to the federal exemption. Bankruptcy is usually the federal law, and so it encompasses all the whole nation. But in California, they don't have the state exemptions. All they have is the federal exemptions. So what you have to, if you're living here and filing bankruptcy, you don't have to worry about state exemption. You only have to worry about the federal exemption. Under the federal exemption, the homestead is the first things that they exempted because they want you to keep your house with a certain asset of the house. Now, it used to be this homestead exemption was $75,000, but now since the 2021, they have raised it to $300,000. And then in bankruptcy you can even exempt more. You can exempt to the point where in your area is the median price of the area. For example, in California right now is $826,000 for medium home, right? So for the bankruptcy, you can probably exempt up to $300,000. That's the maximum that they allowed in bankruptcy court. But $300,000 is not too bad. And the next item is the personal belongings, such as you have a car, you have some clothing that you want to retain, and also the domestic support, such as the alimony and the child support, and also some of the public benefits that you get from the government, and also the personal injury recoveries. In other words, if you have a car accident and you get a PI judgment, and then you can get the judgment amount without having to concede it to the bankruptcy trustee. And also some of the retirement accounts also is exempted. Now, well, you would think that, hey, now I have the exempt and the non-exempt properties, right? So in order to maximize my exempt property, so why don't I sell the non-exempt property and change it into the exempt property? Well, it's a good idea, but you know, sometimes it's not as easy as you thought, because there are some other rules that govern the transfer or the conversion of the exempt property to or the non-exempt property to the exempt property. Now you know, this is a complicated issue. So the best way is to consult your bankruptcy lawyer. Now, and also another idea is that, hey, you know, when you know, I'll after I file bankruptcy, I'm poor anyway. So why don't I, you know, run up the credit card debt, and then let the bankruptcy you know, erase my credit card debt. You know, good idea, but it's never going to work, because you know, when the court sees that you run up the credit card much more than the one you normally has the credit card you know, liability, or then they will not discharge the credit card debts. So that's very important for you to know, because this a lot of people trying to do that way. It's never going to work. Okay. Now and also the problem with converting the non-exempt property to exempt property, you know, they have different rules, and they have a lot of rules to govern that. And all these rules regarding that depends on whether the property was exempt or non-exempt, when you make the transfer, or whether you receive the fair market value for the property, or how you spend the proceeds. Also important. You know, if you spend all the proceeds for your personal gratification or personal luxury, the court will say that, hey, you know, it is fraudulent, and then you have to give it back. And also why you make the transfer, the intent of the transfer is very important, and the bankruptcy trustee would try to investigate on why you're doing that, you know, to do the conversions at that time. Now, and also another important consideration is the events that transpire before the bankruptcy filing. And if they find out that you are engaged in an elaborate scheme of planning for the bankruptcy and try to elude the creditors, then all the things that you did before the bankruptcy will be reclawed into the assets of the trust of the bankruptcy estate. So that's very important, and you in other words, you know, try not to do any fraudulent intent, you know, trying to elude the creditors, and or to benefit yourself before the bankruptcy. So they will look at you, how long ago was this transfer. Usually any transfer that is 90 days or less before the filing of bankruptcy will be presumably a preferential transfer. So that is not valid. So anything that is a transfer less than 90 days, it will be automatically back to the bankruptcy estate. And sometimes it's even longer. Sometimes you have you know, 2 years. And in some cases, they have to claw back in 5 years. And some rare circumstances, they will look back even 10 years with a certain transfer types. So, you know, it is very, very tricky and very critical that you really have to time your transfer before the filing of the bankruptcy. And also you have to disclose you know, everything. You know, when you file the bankruptcy, you have to disclose all these transactions in a very detailed form. You know, during for the bankruptcy trustees to see. Okay, so the next item is that did you receive a fair market value for the property? So you know, if you find some straw man and saying that, okay, I sell you this property which is worth $5 million for $100,000, you know, and so that straw man get the benefit, but then the straw man will probably give some benefit back to you after they got the property, and that is forbidden in the bankruptcy. So the fair market of the value of the transfer of the property is very critical. And then what did you buy with the proceeds? If you use the proceeds for your basic living and you know in order to survive, that is okay. But if you use the proceeds to buy a lot of jewelry, buy a yacht, or buy expensive cars, that which is luxury items, but that you don't need, then it's not kosher. And also that whether you have purchased a new exempt property or increase the value of the existing exempt property. In other words, if you have if the house you know old house that now you know that the house is the exempt value is like $200,000. But then you remodel it and you get it expanded later, and then it's worth now $800,000, and then you have so that you can maximize your exempt amount, and then you know then the bankruptcy trustee will reduce the exempt amount accordingly. So that is not allowed to get the full benefit of the remodeling or an enrichment of the property. And also whether you favor a particular creditor or others, or you have a it's not a arm's length transaction. And also lastly, we purchase luxury services, like going on an expensive vacation, or you know, hire some high class attorneys to do things for you, which is not necessary, and those are things are also forbidden. And also lastly, what was the intent when you make the transfer? So the intent is very important, and the intent you can go very far, you know, because they get a lot of other circumstantial evidence to prove your intent. So the court will look at whether you received the fair value for the property, whether you have retained control over the property, or your financial condition at the time or just after the transfer, or whether the transfer was to a family member, for another person that you close to you, or whether the transfer was in response to somebody's threat to sue you. And that is important too, because a lot of times, you know, when you have a lawsuit and then you think that you're surely going to lose millions of dollars, and then you try to sell the pricey property and before you file bankruptcy, that is also the intent that you try to avoid the creditors. Okay, and also whether you concealed the transfer or whether you had left what you have left after the transfer. Now, so what could happen when you transfer the property before filing the bankruptcy? As I said, the bankruptcy trustee has a pervasive power, you know, to handling your bankruptcy assets. They have tremendous power to file lawsuits against the people that they think that received the property in a fraudulent way. So they can claw back the proceeds or claw back or reverse the transaction way before you file the bankruptcy, which is usually it's 90 days. 90 days is presumable that you have preferential transfer and everything is voided. But they can go up to 2 days, or even 2 years, or even 10 years. In one particular case, I got involved recently is they try to to reverse my my transaction, which I did 3.5 years ago, which I received $100,000 for the investment that I put in the property, and not the guy who filed the bankruptcy. After that 3.5 years, and now the bankruptcy trustee sue me for $100,000 to get the $100,000 back to it, because they think that is a fraudulent transfer, which is not. This is the investment that I put in, and this is the proceeds that I got in the return of my investment. So, but I'm stuck with defending myself, and I have to spend a lot of legal fees to defend it. So this is unexpected headache, and which is I think that if you are concerned about your clients, you should kind of advise them not to be too careless in selling property, or doing fraudulent or transfers before filing the bankruptcy. Okay. Now, what happened if you try to sell the non-exempt property, and then you want to put it into the exempt properties, for example, for the homestead exemption. Now, in that case, the bankruptcy trustee will reduce the state homestead exemption, or the federal state exemption, by the amount of the enhancement that you did to the property. And then in that case, the court doesn't even have to consider your intent behind the sale. So that is automatic. Or repairing your maintaining your residence, or using the proceeds to make the regular mortgage payment should not trigger this kind of reduction. And also, this rule doesn't apply to profits transfer from a previous home to a new residence in the same state. So that's a good exemption for you. Okay, so basically, can I sell my house before filing the Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 bankruptcy? The answer is generally yes, but you have to you have to protect the exempt the exemption amount. And if you put it in the homestead exemptions, and the excess of the homestead exemption will not be exempted. And in other words, they will be back into the property. I mean, bankruptcy estate. And also, can I sell my house during the Chapter 13? As you remember, Chapter 13 is a reorganization. In other words, it's not a liquidation process. It is a plan that you present to the court and saying that, hey, I have difficulty, financial difficulty. So I'm going to rearrange my financial affair so that I can pay my creditors in the maximum amount that is allowable for me. In that case, you can sell your house during the Chapter 13 bankruptcy, but the proceed has to get back to the Chapter 13 plan. In other words, you have to incorporate your plan into that Chapter 13 plan. Okay, so basically that's the caveat that you have to think about when you're selling any properties before the filing of bankruptcy. So well, if you have such a situation, good luck, and talk to your clients more carefully, and don't run into troubles. Okay, any questions? Any questions about the bankruptcy? I know it's a tricky business.
Peter.
It's very complicated too. So I if you don't understand it, I advise you to consult a bankruptcy lawyer. All right. Any questions before I turn it back
Peter.
to Ruben? Yeah, Steve.
Yeah. Question, is this kind of bankruptcy law is the different from state to state, or is the all the same in the whole United States federal law?
In California, the federal laws apply. They don't have the California don't have the state bankruptcy laws.
I see.
Yeah,
Because
but
you know,
some other states they might have some state exemption rules.
I read the news that there's one case in Texas.
Yeah,
Remember, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, there's a gunshot violence in the school, in the elementary school, and there's one probably far right-wing guys keep on, say that is that is not true, and then he lost a judgment about maybe 40 or 50 million dollars.
yeah.
Guess what? He still enjoy his very good life, and all of those party who sued and won the judgment cannot get even one penny.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous.
I know that's like O.J. Simpson, in Florida, the bankruptcy law is a little different.
Yeah.
He can keep his most of his 401k, so yeah, I know. There's some states are different.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but
Yeah.
regardless,
Right. It's so complicated, yes.
yeah. Okay,
I
thank
agree
you.
with you. Mhm.
Yeah.
Any more questions? If not, I'll turn it back to Ruben. Ruben?
All right, well, if you do have, I know it's a lot of information pertaining to bankruptcy. If you do have questions in the future, just go ahead and email Peter or myself. I do want to let everybody know that previously I spoke about the violations for CRMLS. Concluding this meeting, I am going to be emailing everybody the MLS citation policy, which also has on the last page, it's a PDF. The last pages has the actual amounts of the initial violations. Okay, so if you're curious to know and you want to know what amount you would be charged for what violation, then it would be on this document. Okay, so and then also in a separate PDF is going to be the rules, the CRMLS rules and policies. Okay, I urge you to review it at the very least and keep it for your records. So if you do get a violation, you can come back to these two documents. Okay. Lastly, I am going to go over the business for Alhambra for last week. We have 3 new sales. Janet Tapia has a lease in Los Angeles on Bosa Avenue. Nina Xu, actually she is a dual agent there, selling and listing. So, and then Nina has a referral in Monterey Park for $750,000, and Shumei has a double end listing and selling commercial lease in Roland Heights, valued at $200,000. We have 2 new listings for Alhambra last week. Sunshine, she has a new listing on Division Street in Los Angeles. That's like the Mount Washington area. 1.199999, so just shy of 1.2. And Cindy Fan and Cody Wu, again, they got this through door knocking, and I believe this one came through leveraging another listing in the area and stuff. Okay, and that was a listing in Monterey Park for $899,000. So congratulations to all those agents for all the sales and listings. Before we conclude this meeting, I am going to share my screen. Can everybody see the wheel?
Yes.
You do. Okay. I got some flashlights, 2 high energy flashlights. I think the time is going to be changing pretty soon. I think at the end of October. So it's going to start getting darker sooner. So these flashlights will come in handy. So let's see who wins. Peter, you're not on this, okay?
I know. Too bad.
Eric Vivaldo. All right.
All right. Congratulations, Eric.
Congratulations. It pays to attend our meetings, okay? So Eric, come and see me and I'll hand you this handy flashlights, okay? So that concludes our meeting for this week. I thank you all for attending, and I'll see everybody next Monday. All right?
Yep. Have a nice week, guys.
All right. Peter, you
Bye-bye.
have to end it.
Oh,
Peter.
yes. Okay. I'll end it.